Hey, good afternoon or good morning or good night, depending on whatever part of the world you're in at the moment. Gorgo 2005 welcoming one and all to the channel today. And right at the beginning of the stream, during my countdown timer, we got 3 brand new followers that came in, and we welcome wholeheartedly KC86 underscore 2, Pepper Noodles, and T Fioret. Thank you oh so much for your follows on the channel. You have brought us up to 765 followers on the channel, which absolutely still boggles my mind. I have no idea how we ever got this high, but we're grateful for each and every one of you out there for dropping the follow on the channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go ahead and talk about today's action. We're going to do our usual Sunday shenanigans, as I'm coming to call them, without stealing anything from another fellow that used to stream OOTP, and maybe still does on some very light occasions. But anyway, Skep, thinking about you, buddy. And anyway, what we're going to do today is check out the 3 teams. We're going to look at some postseason postmortems and see about perhaps some playoff pushes taking place. Last time I looked, I had at least 1, possibly 2 teams that were in line to make the playoffs today. So, and I already know how one of them is doing. I don't know how the other one is doing. But team number 1, the Flames, we'll look at them, I think, let's look at them, we'll look at them last, okay? But we'll look at team number 3 in silver. That would be my Juggernauts. And we'll work backwards to team number 2, my Wildcats, and see if they indeed made their playoffs in iron after after getting relegated all the way down from silver down to through bronze to iron. And they spent 1 season in iron and then got to stay put because they didn't make the playoffs. So they are in their 2nd straight iron season, and they were lined up to maybe try to make the playoffs this year. So we're going to see how they're doing, and then we'll come take a look at my Flames, and I'll have some news to report on them as well. Then we'll do some historical happenings today. We're going to try to go out and get ourselves an historical challenge, at least one in under our belts, and maybe try to find a challenger for my returning champion 1976 Cincinnati Reds, and do an historical World Series with another team from perhaps another year, maybe even the same year if you want to do 1976. And we'll let somebody in chat make that call, whoever the first call is, on who the 76 Reds are going to play at the time that I ask for it. Now, I'm not asking for it yet, but at the time that I ask for it, the first suggestion that we have for an opponent for the 76 Reds, we will go ahead and simulate that one as well. And then at the very, very end of proceedings today, we are going to do a 25,000 perfect point giveaway to some lucky winner. Last week's winner, Cubs fan 23 Steve, is our very, very first 3-time winner of the prize on this channel. We've got a couple of 2-time winners. That would be Uber underscore Reese has won it twice, and I'm having trouble remembering the second one, that is the other one that's had 2 wins in a row. Uber Reese and Twan LX 2000. That's who it is. Twan LX 2000 and Uber Reese are 2-time winners. Cubs fan 23 Steve is a 3-time winner. So you can't win if you don't get in, and we need to have you here for that part of the stream, which will be right nigh on to 5 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so we are already up to, gosh, Rooney's almost up to 200 people in the channel. Oh, mama, what a number! I'm pleased to see that number for starters here. So let us get ourselves into the game and see what we can find out. And I think, like I said, I'm going to go through team number 3. And I'm right now on team number 1, my Flames. I want to get out of here. We'll come back and take a look at some of these tournaments maybe in a little bit, but we're going to get out of here. we're going to go start with team number 3. And I'm pretty sure that they were doing well enough that we didn't have to worry about them making it, at least staying in silver. See, I haven't even been in there since 7 p.m. Eastern last night when the login rewards kicked in. So this is the first time I've been out here to team number 3, my Juggernauts, and they have a 750 point perfect point cushion there that maybe we can buy some cards, and we're going to buy 4 packs once we get in there and take a look at them. But first thing I want to do is start spamming some Ace of Iron, as if it's going to do any good, because these guys haven't been doing too well in tournaments lately. But as the old saying goes, even a blind squirrel will find a nut every now and then. Okay, no new stuff in chat, I see. Okay, except for Nightbot doing some advertising for the channel. So we've got that tournament spammed in. Can't enter another one until later. So let's go in and buy me some packs and see what my Juggernauts are up to or down to in Silver 265. Hoping that they will have a little bit of good news for me, that at least they're staying put if indeed they did not make the playoffs. And it doesn't look to me like they did make the playoffs. We ended up in 3rd place in our division with a slightly underwater 80 and 82 record. They were just about that many games around 500 for the last couple of days or so. They basically, once they reached this point, they've basically been playing 500 baseball, and we're only a shade under 500 to end the season. So we can see there is no Z next to the team name, so they are out of the playoffs. But I'm trusting that the fact that they are 3rd in their division and 11 games ahead of the division basement dwellers here, the Mexico Methods, I'm trusting that we will survive to play another silver season starting tomorrow morning. And we will find that out very, very shortly. Okay, I need to come back here to the standings, and we're looking for promotion relegation. And there we are up there at 80 and 82. We were 11 games above the drop zone. So we were thankfully away from relegation. So they will be back for another silver season. How many silver seasons in a row for these Juggernauts? Let's see here. Let me look at the info. No. I need to look at the manager stuff. Here we go, up here. Look at all these silver seasons we've had in a row. We've had 6 silver seasons in a row. We had a short relegation back to bronze here, but 3 seasons before that, we were also in gold for a season, with a couple of silver seasons before that even. So we've been spending most of our time lately in silver with this number 3 team, the Juggernauts. So we will come back to the home screen, and we can take a look at some of our team performances. We do have a diamond pack here from a, I believe it was a prior login reward. So I need to buy myself some more packs in advance of this coming Wednesday's next pack ripping session. That'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern time, same time as today, and we'll go until 5 o'clock or thereabouts Eastern time on Wednesday, and that's when we'll next rip packs. We're not ripping any packs today, but we will on this coming Wednesday, hoping to have more than just these measly little 5 right here. So we'll see what they can do for Daddy here, the old fart on this end, I should say. Alrighty, so we are going to take a look at some team performances here. The pitching, number 1, really did not do too badly, but not too well either. Charles Bender was way under par at 13 and 17 with a 5.05 ERA. Kurt Schilling was even more subpar in the number 5 slot at 5.79. So over here, Jose Rijo in long relief did not have a very good season. Neither did Dave LaRoche, who was my diamond pack or diamond choice pack choice, and he's been here practically from the get-go after we got that free diamond choice pack here. a few days ago. So he's been sticking around and doing 5.31 in the bullpen. I might need to try moving him up to the rotation, see if he does any better up there starting tomorrow morning. But in the meantime, everybody else is still looking pretty fair. Zach Britton at 2.30 actually needs to be in that last slot. I need to swap him and Armando Benitez because I need to have my lowest ERA. Even though the season is over and we're going to start tomorrow morning with another season, I'm going to start out the way I ended up. So I'm going to put my highest ERA in 3.55. I'm going to stick that back in the 7th inning setup role and have them appear first in the relief corps of my 3 nasty boys here at the end of my bullpen. Now, the lowest ERA is going to be Zach Britton, lefty Zach Britton, and he's going to be my stopper now, and he's going to be, let's see, 8th or later setup. Okay, I need to make him, actually, he's going to be a closer, I think. There we go. Now we have the innings set up. Let me get to the lineup tab, and then we'll come back to pitching, and everything should be aligned. My lowest ERA is down here in the last end of my bullpen, then my next best ERA, and then my next best ERA. So that's the way I like to play my own little juggernaut version of the 1990 Cincinnati Reds Nasty Boys, if you remember them from back then. They had 3 really strong relievers at the end of their bullpen. That would have been Norm Charlton and Randy Myers and Rob Dibble. That they seem to take interchangeable roles, just kind of like what these guys do in trading spots and going into certain roles at certain times. So my Nasty Boys aren't quite doing, they haven't won a world championship yet, let's put it that way. But the 3 Nasty Boys the Reds had back in 1990 brought them their most recent, 32 years ago, is that possible? 32 years ago is when the Reds last won a World Series. Their drought is a little bit extended. And I'm fairly sure it'll extend a little longer for a while because they're still in somewhat of a rebuilding mode. So anyway, we will see. Alrighty. Oh, okay. And there's LJL saying he too is underperforming. Bender, okay. 4 to 6 weeks for my official membership card. Okay, thanks. The check is in the mail there, LGL. Thank you. LJL. Okay, LJL, not LGL. Okay, yeah, thanks. Thanks so much for the membership card. We're going to need it here before very, very long at this rate. So, yeah, Chief Bender at 5.05, 13 and 17, kind of stinko. But anyway, we got a little bit of stuff to look forward to. We're going to be around silver for yet another season. And I'm not facing relegation with these guys. So I think that's pretty much how the starting rotation and the relief corps, all my pitching staff, is doing. Kurt Schilling is probably going to get demoted from the rotation and find himself a spot down in the pen. And if I do anything, I may give Dave LaRoche a shot. Let's see, Schilling is a 97. I think LaRoche is also a 90. No, he's a 98. But look, he's got better stuff and movement numbers, and Schilling has the stuff, but not the movement or the control. So I'm kind of sort of thinking that Dave LaRoche could be better suited to the bullpen, and Schilling may be better. I'm sorry, LaRoche may be better suited to the rotation, and Schilling would be better suited to the bullpen. But we will see how that all rolls. Okay, looking at our lineups, our batting, to see what was going on with these guys. And we have let's see, no splits. Stan Musial was the surprise batting leader on the team with a 295 overall average against righties and lefties. Jimmy Fox coming in second at 291. Gabby Hartnett, our catcher, first string catcher, at 289. Fred Pfeffer, okay, need to move this out of the way temporarily. Fred Pfeffer, our second baseman, at 278. Then Tony Perez, Doggy, Big Dog Perez at 276, otherwise known as Atanasio Perez Regal. Okay, that was Tony Perez's full name in his native Cuba. Okay, but with the Reds, he was Tony Perez, Doggy, Big Dog, whatever you wanted to call him. But I had a nephew that was a huge Tony Perez fan, just a little dude, and he cried crocodile tears when the Reds traded him away. And I could not console the kid. He was just absolutely beside himself because Tony Perez was his favorite Red, and it was I couldn't console the kid. It was really, really sad. But ever since then, Tony's not done too badly for himself. I think he's still with the Miami Marlins organization, and he's also had a son that played with the Reds. Eduardo Perez spent some time with the Reds, his son. Now, I had Wee Willie Davis out there in center field, batting .270. Chicken Wolf, my one tournament reward that I'm still playing at .269. That card is only an 89 card, but it plays like a mid-diamond. And it is a really, really solid card and has been, solid as bricks for me ever since I acquired him and put him on my team. Okay. It's not a World Series drought until at least 75 years there, Cubs fan 23, Steve. And that drew an LOL off of Fofi, the twin brother of the late Phi Fum. And we found out that brother died in a horrible accident. So, yeah, we had Phi Phi and Fo Fum until the news was related to me that, let's see, that's Fo Fi, so that would be Phi Fum. Yeah, Phi Fum, it was the brother who was tragically lost to us. But anyway, we have a sim to bring in, and these guys aren't going to be involved in the sim. But yeah, Billy Willie didn't do too well at .260, but Shoeless Joe at .259, he kind of underperformed. Davey Concepcion has kind of been stinking up the joint lately, down at the bottom. But look at Hammer and Hank Aaron, only batted .234, and Del Crandall, my other catcher, couldn't get off the interstate all season long. But anyway, that's pretty much a quick look at my juggernauts to see how they ended up, and they will be back in silver again starting tomorrow morning at I believe the changeover happens at 6 a.m. Eastern time, and that's when the leagues are drawn, and we will see what league we end up in silver come tomorrow morning. Okay, but look at this nice little achievement here. In fact, a couple of cute achievements for Chicken Wolf. He got career RBI number 1,000. So I've had him around for a while. He was not my only tournament reward that this team has earned for me. He's the second tournament reward that I got. The first one that I got was silver Kenny Lofton, much earlier on in this team's development. And Kenny Lofton was one killer outfield card. He could slap the card. Basically played like a gold card, even though it was only a silver card. It played very, very well as any other gold card that I could think of. But when it came time for me to introduce more diamonds to my lineup and more perfects to my lineup and more high-performing golds like Chicken Wolf, okay, it came time for Kenny Lofton to take a seat on reserves, and that's where he's been ever since. So that's my third team, my Juggernauts, and they will be in silver once more. Let's take a look. I think I can spam another Ace of Iron tournament by now, and there we are, and yes, we can. So let's do that. Then we'll go take a look at team number 2, my Wildcats, and we will check and see if they were able to make anything of a possible playoff push. Because I've been spending all my time with team number 1, my Flames, in gold. That's no spoiler there. There's no spoiler there. Forget I even said that. Hang on a second. And we're going to go to team number 2. Okay, now my password for that guy is this, I think. Okay, and there we are. And my Iron Best of 5 that I was in instantly died. Let's get into another one. And okay, 58. Alrighty, now let's go in and see what this team is up to or down to or whatever they get into. Nershabenko, good to see you in chat. And I can give you guys some fair warning. As soon as we're done, about 5 p.m. today, Eastern Time, we're going to be rating that guy. We're going to be rating Nershabenko, who is a fairly new affiliate. And we can see, okay, I did qualify for the playoffs, and I got knocked out of the playoffs. I was in the wild card round, and I lost the best of 3 to the Deep Space Niners. So I did make the playoffs. I did not get the wild card magic working for me here in Iron. I don't think I would gain promotion from that particular position. Let me see from the universe how I would do. I was in Stone. Oh, they only promote 4 teams, so I would have had to win a division series. I never even made it out of the wild card round, but that was an improvement though for this team, because they came close to getting relegated for a 3rd straight time, the first time they made it to Stone last week or last season. But they stuck around a little bit, and this season they managed to make the playoffs. However, they are knocked out of the running fairly early on. And they lost the best of 3 wild card series 2 games to 1. Let's look at the postseason stuff here. Looking at the playoff tree, here I am over here. Deep State. Oh, look at the Deep Space Niners. Gosh, they took on a division champion, the New York Cyclones, and beat them in a best of 5 series in the division series, and they will win promotion up to bronze come tomorrow morning. And here they are in the league championship series, or the sub-league series, if you will. There are so many names we can call some of these playoff series here, but they're ahead of the Quebec Astres 2 games to nothing. So they're trying to ride the wild card magic, and they've already qualified for bronze. Let's see if they can get themselves a trophy out of this. Because let's see here, the Canada Coyotes, they're riding the same wild card magic to their division finals, or their conference finals, I should say. The conference series, CS, or LCS, League Championship Series. It's no wonder that somebody with the gray cell function of an old fart like me gets confused so easily. Okay. So the Canada Coyotes, and look at the Austin Gentrifiers. No. That A is not the same A. That's a diamond A, and they lost. They did not make it on. It's the Spokane Slammers that tried to ride some wild card magic, and they got knocked out in the division series 3-2 by the Altoona Sandwich. Altoona Melts. Is that another sandwich themed team from Altoona, Pennsylvania? Okay. Well, anyway, Altoona Sandwich is they're the opponents of the Canada Coyotes, who are doing their own little bit of wild card stuff. Deep Space Niners, same way. And look at the Quebec Astres. They knocked off the Frederick Twins in their own round of wild card magic, if you will. So we have 3 of the 4 teams left in this Iron League. 3 of the 4 teams left in this Iron League started the playoffs as wild cards. Yikes. So there, it looks like we're going to have, we are guaranteed to have a wild card round team in the World Series, because you're going to have one of these 2, and they're both wild card round winners. One of them is going to make it to the World Series, and it's either going to be the Altoona Sandwich or the Canada Coyotes on this side of the table. So I don't know if anybody here knows any of those guys. V. Trudell says he pulled number 11 of 100 Tommy Agee last night. Good for you, V. Trudell. Good. Okay. And LJL says, let's see, hang on a second. I got to look at my my OBS version of chat. I was thinking it was IJL. It's really it's either ILJ or LLJ. LLJKGSG. Well, I can't really pronounce it, but I'm wishing you well in your league championship series. You're hoping that that you win, but you're thinking you're going to get smoked. But we will see. As long as you made it to that high up in your league, I'm pretty sure, unless you were in Diamond, you will be gaining promotion to the next higher level. Because I think all of the leagues work out that way. If they are anything below Diamond, I think if you make it to the Final Four, you're in for promotion. And he does say it here. I made promotion along with 3 teams in the division with a 4-win tanker. Ooh. Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay. Oh, and Fofi84 saying the police. Oh yeah, talking about his twin brother. Police refused to investigate his death. It's very upsetting. I can see why there, Fofi. Then some kid has been seen in town with a goose that lays golden eggs. Well, you know what? I think I might have a sound for that. Do I have a sound for that? One of these days, I'm going to find that John C. Riley GIF of him with all those puzzled looks that he does. I mean, look, you've seen him, the frizzy red-haired guy. He does all those the meme that's of him, a GIF meme, where he's looking like he's really, really confused and really, really puzzled. I want to put that GIF together with that soundtrack and and try to make my own little meme out of it. I tried it once, and the sounds almost lined up perfectly with his look, but I haven't had the time to try to line them up a little bit more, shall we say, accurately. So, anywho, that's what's going on there. Alrighty. I'm just catching up with chat. Okay. Nurshabenko putting up the Gorgo-elated emotes, and we see that. Okay. But V. Trudell, congrats on that Tommy Agee. That card is going to be getting you some good stuff. And Radman also did a perfect Barra last night. Congrats on that one. Okay. Or this morning. I don't know. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. And oh, you got the 73 Tommy Agee? Oh, the 73 Tommy Agee. Okay. Are there 2 Tommy Agee cards out there? Really Vanilla Gorilla? Okay. But Selra C. Gitter saying that he or she is in iron and led from wire to wire, but you got swept in 3 in the division. Oh no. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Now that's the wild card magic at work. I was afraid it was going to take me down in another venue, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But yeah, 73. Let's see. I guess I don't get the really Vanilla Gorilla reference to the 73 Agee. Was 73 the year that he played, and it was a 100 card, or was it a 73 silver card? That's a second Tommy Agee, second to the 100 Tommy Agee. I'm a little confused. Oh, there's a limited edition. It's a 73. Ah, okay. Okay. Gotcha straight. I like to play with words too. I mean, like, I started out at a very, very young age. My favorite TV show was We Bitched. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. A little wink and a nod and a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Okay, so let's get out of here and check into some team performances on these Wildcats, because they did manage to make some playoffs, and they had a much better iron season than they did the first time around when they just barely avoided relegation. So let's see, we have a sim coming in. Sim, sim, salabim. Sim, sim, salabim. No, 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 no. Hurry up, game. Okay, there we are. All right, let's look at some team performances here, because this, if you remember, this was the team that on my Wednesday stream, just before I went live, my roster completely vanished. So before the stream started, so that I would have something in there, I had to call upon the artificial intelligence to cobble together a team for me here in Iron. And I decided to keep them in place just for grins and giggles, okay, just to see how they did. And dadgummit, they made the playoffs. I've never seen that sort of success out of something that the artificial intelligence put together that quickly and under those circumstances. So anyway, I think later on today, or like maybe tonight after I get the trash taken out, I'll go back and try to pull together some sort of a team. Now, Alex gave me some great suggestions on how to get the old team back. And that is from going back in my history to a previous version that may have been saved in a save file from a previous league. Okay, so I would want to hang on to that and use that and maybe copy the team out of it. Once I load it, then I would copy off the rosters and get them put in someplace and make a go with it from there and delete my other roster. We have another brand new follow, and let's see, I have to go to OBS to see it. It is MJTEBO98. Thank you for your follow on the channel. We greatly appreciate it. That should be follower number 766. Wow, what a number. I love it. The owner's colluding again. Okay. Oh, LLJ saying he has Dawson number 38 and still going to keep him on your bench because you can. There you go. That doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt at all. And Radman saying he was in Iron 9 seasons, lost in the playoffs 7 straight times till he advanced. I can see why you got frustrated. It's very frustrating to make playoffs and not get out of there even once. I was in Diamond for before I finally got relegated last season, not the one that we just completed, but the one that completed a week ago today. It would have been my relegation trip. Before that, I was in the playoffs 8 out of 10 of the previous seasons. 8 out of the 10 previous seasons, I made playoffs in Diamond. And I only made it to 2 World Series. And neither one got me to Perfect League. So anyway, there you go. Fiddlin' Nero. He's a lot more fun once he's loaded. And that could be taken any one of a number of ways there, Fiddlin' Nero. And I'm sure I have an idea which one you're talking about. But once we get to take a look at my other team, the Flames, we'll see another type of loading, so to speak. But let's take another deeper, in-depth look at the pitching staff on my Wildcats and see what the artificial intelligence slapped together for me. I had only one pitcher with a negative WAR, and that was a Sandy Koufax that I drew out of a pack. But the artificial intelligence stuck him in a closer spot, for crying out loud. That's not right. That man is a starter. He is a starting pitcher. He does not belong in that closer spot. So that's how he ended up with a negative WAR. I'm ready to bet the ranch. But look who they put together as a starting rotation for me. Live Verlander, perfect. Live Kershaw, perfect. George Yule, who was this team's pick from the Diamond Choice Pack that came out earlier in the game cycle. He was the one that we drew there. Then we got Mark Pryor, who's a mission reward, and then Sid Fernandez, El Cid, who is a mission reward. So that's what we have going here. The starting rotation didn't really do too badly. Yule was my best at 254 with a 15-6 record. 13-7 for El Cid, and he was down here at 2.78. I was toying around with the idea of moving my better ERAs around, but I said no. I said no to myself to give in to that impulse. Leave it exactly the way it is, because this is what the artificial intelligence plugged together for me. And I wanted to see how well or how poorly I did without touching anything. So I didn't touch it. So it did not move. But now we see the results. I got knocked out in the first round of the Iron League playoffs. Okay. And Radman saying he won 114 games and was swept by an 84-win wildcard team. Oh man, that hurts. That hurts. My sincere condolences for your guys. That is frustrating as hell. But every now and then, the wild card magic does its thing. When you get to the playoffs random number generator is entirely different from the one that takes hold during the regular season. You cannot avoid it. You cannot avoid it. It is a different beast. And every now and then you're going to see junk like that happen. Unfortunately, you were on the receiving end of it. So I've been there too myself. So I can entirely relate to your plight, and I feel for you. All right. So we have us here in, oh gosh, look at this. We had a 13-man pitching staff. I wouldn't do that. I've been religious with a 12-pitcher pitching staff, that I only need 7 in the pen and 5 in the rotation, and that's all I need, because that gives me more position flexibility in my batting side, the offensive side of the ledger. So let's take a look. Okay, my mission reward, Francisco Lindor, is he? Well, let's see. Was he mission or did I draw him? I think I drew him. Yeah, he's a live card, live Lindor. Okay, so yeah. The AI stuck him in there. I've got all these live cards playing for me here. I had, if you look over here, Minter, live perfect. Verlander, live perfect. Clayton Kershaw, live perfect. Okay? So I had 3 live perfects over here on this side. In my lineups, who did I have? I had live Lindor. And I think this is the mission reward Arenado, and it is. JT Real Muto, live diamond card. Jose Altuve, live perfect. Okay. And Paul Goldschmidt, live perfect. I had 5 live perfects chosen by the artificial intelligence to be on my cobbled together roster. So they didn't acquit themselves terribly badly here. They didn't do too badly. But we're still going to get our team back to where it needs to be starting this evening, and I will go through the mechanical part of deleting the old thing and putting in the new thing by copying out of an old league file. So anyway, once I find that old league file, then I load it, then I copy off my roster, and then we should be good. All right, so let me see here. Let me see. And we got others. I think that would be drop a number 1. You know what we haven't done? We didn't do our first ad break. And it's time for the second ad break. So let's go ahead and take ad break number 1. We have a lot of people in chat, close to 400 now, 374 at last count. So we can afford to do a late ad break. So this one is going to be ad break number 1 in the number 2's time slot. So let's hear a word from our sponsors. Okay, gang, we are back. And I was catching up with chat, and really Vanilla Gorilla is doing a small treatise here on Andre Dawson, telling that in order to play for the Cubs in 1987, he presented the team with a signed blank contract because no teams were offering any contracts to any free agents. So what he did then was force the Cubs' hand, so to speak, and challenged the power structure. They were colluding. Speaking of colluding, because there was an earlier reference to colluding in there, that the owners were colluding to lock out the free agents, trying to get them to go back to, I guess, the days of the reserve clause. But Andre Dawson kind of forced the Cubs' hand by giving them a blank contract, because if they decided not to sign it, then that was pretty much proving the collusion. He was forcing their hand. So really Vanilla Gorilla saying the Saber Nerds, I guess that is your team, can decry the MVP award going to Andre Dawson, but what he did to challenge the power structure of MLB ownership is on the level of Curt Flood's challenge of the reserve clause. And I could not agree with you more. I could not agree with you more, because when he handed that blank contract to the Cubs, it was a brilliant move, an absolutely brilliant move. That was, well, at least on his behalf, if not on his own personal part, that he did some major damage to the power structure, trying to force the free agents to accept whatever they were given. Nope, didn't work that way. Did not work that way. So let's get back to where we were looking here at these Wildcats. We've already looked at all the live cards, and you can see what happened here with my team that got pulled together by the artificial intelligence, and they did fairly well. You know, they made the playoffs. But the cards that I normally would have started didn't do so well. Luis Gonzalez, he's a historical perfect that I drew out of a pack, and look at him. He only batted .241, but he did end up with 23 home runs, which was a pretty decent number. Jimmy Fox with 20 home runs was right behind him. But look it up here. Henry Aaron earned himself a 20-20 and doggone near a 30-30 award. He only needed 2 more steals to get 30-30. He had 37 home runs and 28 stolen bases. So he did win a 20-20 award at the end of this season. So, yeah, nice job for Henry Aaron. And a decent job for the Mission Reward Arenado, and an even better job for Live Lindor, who was pulled out of reserves by the artificial intelligence to bring him in here. He was my only 300 hitter for the entire season. So, anyway, that's looking at my Wildcats, and they got knocked out in the wild card round of the playoffs. So let's go take a look at my gold team, the Flames. I've got another Iron Best of 5 I need to spam here first. Oops, it's full. I got to wait a couple of moments for that to go, because I'm not going to go look at the Flames until, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll buy a little time for myself, and I'll buy some packs, because this is the first packs that this team will have earned since yesterday's big pack rip. So I'm going to buy 4 packs with that 4K of treasury. This is a packs only team. Okay. So we are going to buy us some packs with our treasury. We do not buy cards from the card shop. We do them here, right here. Okay. Now let's get out of here and let's see if I can get into a best of 5 iron. Hopefully now. And yes, we can. There we are, right there. Do that. Team number 2 of 16. Now let's go see my Flames. My old flame. Da, 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 dum. Okay. I'll tell you, the Spike Jonze version of My Old Flame is so funny. If you've never listened to it, you owe it to yourself to go pull up a YouTube or whatever of Spike Jonze doing My Old Flame, where they get a fire truck going on. It's cute. Okay, so I'm going to do an Ace of Bronze here. So I think that number 1 tournament there is still running. 11, no, my 1 I got eliminated. 3 is still running. So I'll take a look at 3 here in just a little bit. Now, this is not a packs only team. This team buys cards. And we were able to make a couple of timely purchases and a very timely card draw yesterday. And we will see the results of what I got and what I did. Okay? I have to back up a little bit to yesterday's draw when we were ripping packs, because I drew a particular card that was aces in the hole. Just total aces. And I'll show him to you here in just a little bit. The card that I drew and what he did for me and what he allowed things to happen for me, or how he allowed things to happen for me. Let's go to the collection and we will look through. I have to get rid of my dupes. And I have to go not with missions only, but clear the filter, and we're going to go in overall order. The card that I drew. Okay, let me go back here to overall. There we are. The card that I drew was this guy right down here. I drew this Gary Sheffield card from a pack yesterday. He was my one and only perfect that I got, but I could not have gotten a better timed and better placed perfect card than this Gary Sheffield, because look at the mission he was in. He was in Cooperstown Club 4 Power Mission. That was the last one I had yet to complete. He didn't quite complete it. But all I needed to complete it after drawing this card was a couple of cheap, affordable gold cards, and I was able to complete Cooperstown Club 4. And that gave me, as a result, and I have to show you here, what did that give me? It gave me this guy. Where is he? There he is. Gave me this guy. Okay? Gave me Mickey Mantle, who I promptly put into my lineup in yesterday's later action after my stream was over at 2 p.m. Okay? I got Mickey Mantle, and since Cooperstown Club 4 was done, what else did I earn? This guy. Nap Lajoie. Bye-bye, Jackie Robinson, who hadn't been hitting worth a crap. I replaced Jackie Robinson, underperforming Jackie Robinson, with Nap Lajoie. I also took out underperforming. Since I took out Jackie Robinson, that eliminated my shortstop backup. So I had to bring in yet another player to fill in as a shortstop backup. So I brought Nap Lajoie in. I brought Mickey Mantle in. I got rid of, sadly, very sadly, because he had been underperforming badly, I got rid of Lou Gehrig and put him on the Pines. I did that extremely reluctantly because he was not too far above the interstate. He was right real close to the Mendoza line. Lou Gehrig left the lineup and sitting on the bench. Jackie Robinson left the lineup, sitting on the bench. And there was another outfielder that got to sit down. And that was Lou Brock, who had not been doing too badly. He had a really, really decent season going for him. But I needed to get an outfielder out of there to make room for Nap Lajoie. Nap Lajoie only plays second base, or he also plays first base. And that gave me a little flexibility that way. But we'll look and see what I ended up doing to make up for the fact that I wanted to bring Mantle and Lajoie in and move out Lou Gehrig and Jackie Robinson, who were underperforming badly. Here's what I did. Looking at my lineups. Looking at my right-handed lineup first. My right-handed lineup, I have lefty Joe Morgan going against right-handed pitchers with Lajoie backing him up. King Kelly was my starting DH, and McCovey right behind him. But McCovey was the starting first baseman. Here's where Lajoie's flexibility comes in and pays off. Okay, let me check out chat real quick. LJ saying, not to mention, by the end of the year, they were literally jump-starting his knees with electricity. He had to do something extreme to get away from that Montreal turf. Oh my goodness, yes, you are oh so right. Talking about Andre Dawson still. But here's where Lajoie's flexibility paid off, and I was able to use him as a first base backup because I didn't have any other first base backups other than King Kelly. And I needed King Kelly to back up Hank Aaron in right field. Okay, another fresh follow. Goten3 X door, X1 door, is that it? Let me see. XL door? Hang on a second. Let me get to chat. Goten3 XT door. Okay. Thank you so much for your follow on the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. You should be follower number 767 if I have my count straight. And we appreciate every single one of you folks being here. Yes, thank you for that. Let's see, I don't know if it's telling me. Okay. Oh, and there's another follow, Brent3232. Thank you. You are follower number 768. Wow, we're starting to push. It's not going to be too long before we get to 800 at this rate. Gosh, Aroonies, thank you everybody for your follows. We greatly appreciate it. And we're sitting on 340 people in chat. I think now I'm going to give you a fair warning right now. Do not ghost ship. If you want to have a chance to win 25,000 perfect points, you need to be here at the end of my stream about 5 p.m. Eastern time, or maybe starting about 10 minutes before 5 Eastern time. That's when I'm going to start my work on my giveaway. So if you want 25,000 perfect points, do not ghost ship. Stick around because you need to be present to enter and you need to be present to win. Fair enough? All right. So everybody has been forewarned and you know what's going on. So Waylon saying, say less? Okay. Okay. Goten3XT door saying, we'll be here, going to be watching while working on homework. Oh, good for you. Okay. Very good. Alrighty, so let us go and see what is going on with the team, because we got some historical goodies here to get into, and only about 15 minutes before our second ad break. So you can see what these guys did for me. I want to see what they're doing in the playoffs, because they have been active in the playoffs. And right here, we are playing against the Jasper Babies, who were the second highest seed in the entire conference. I snuck past them at the end of the season. I went 8-2 my last 10 games, and they went 2-8. That's how I got to pass them by one game. My final record was 99-63, and you see that up here, reflected up here at the top. I can show you here real quick by this, okay? Right about there. You can see the 99-63 record there. That's what I ended up with. They ended up with 98-64. So anyway, I'm playing them in the League Championship Series, and the winner of this best of 7 gets to go on to the World Series. Then here, Verndale Vikings and the Nisku Derricks. The Nisku Derricks and the Vikings are both riding wild card magic. Okay, another new follow. Oh gosh, I got to get to OBS to read this one because I can't see it that far away. Elijah Nalewa. Thank you for your follow on the channel. We appreciate it. You should be 769, I do believe, or 7. I can tell you real quick. Bear with me a moment. I have to do a refresh up here on my my El Cheapo laptop that I have serving as a second screen for me, and because I don't have the placement room for a second monitor. But I do have room to put a little laptop up here. I had to build a little ledge to put the laptop on. Okay. and the ledge is not nearly big enough to hold a monitor. But I was able to hit a little teensy tiny laptop up there that I got for 75 bucks off of Amazon's overstock site called Woot. Okay, now bear with me a moment. I'm going to scroll down. And what's that going to give me? Okay, it's telling me this. Okay. Okay, that page isn't going to tell me. This one's going to tell me once I get it to say it. Oh, some good. Yeah, 768 is what we're on right now. So thank you one and all for your follows on the channel. We do greatly appreciate it. Right? So I'm in the conference semifinals, and since I made the Final Four, that means, guess what? I'm going to be back in Diamond first thing tomorrow morning. All I had to do was win my division series, and I won promotion back to Diamond. So my gold tenure is only going to last for one season this time around. Who knows? I might be on a trampoline going back and forth between gold and diamond. I have no way of knowing, but I need to get back up to gold or back up to diamond to be able to tell how long I fare up there, because I'm going up there more loaded than when I left. I have Nap Lajoie going for me. I have Mickey Mantle going for me. Neither one of those two were on my team when I was last in Diamond. So I'm going up there with a bit more of a position of strength, I think, so that I can maybe stick around a little longer. All right? So let us move on and see what is cooking with that team's performance. Okay, bear with me a moment. I have to get there because I want to go take a look. The pitching staff was not too shabby. I'm still in playoff mode here, so I'm running a 4-man rotation. I do that for the playoffs because they do have off days that are used for travel, just like real live Major League Baseball does in their playoffs. So I'm using a 4-man rotation. I've got my strongest 4 records sitting up here, and you can see how well they've done. My 5th left-handed starter, because yes, I am running a little bit of lefty cheese here. My lefty starter that I had to kick out of the rotation to go with the 4-man is Eddie Plank. And I made him into a specialist, but primarily a middle reliever. And he did really, really well for the time he was in. For the 102 innings that he pitched, because he came in rather late as opposed to these other 4. Eddie Plank was in there for only 102 innings, but had a 2.74 ERA. He did stellar. And look at the really big surprise for me, Christy Mathewson, 1.00 ERA. This guy killed it for me. Absolutely killed it. And my Nasty Boys, my version of the Nasty Boys here, they're sitting exactly where I want them. My lowest ERA is last in the bullpen. Look at the saves that these 3 gentlemen have in their corner. 11 saves, 15 saves, 10 saves. Woo! Hot bullpen. And I have, you can see here, I had all of my pitchers on a pitch count. All of my pitchers, this is the first time I've tried this, in conjunction with my lefty cheese. Because if we look at the ballpark factors, I'll tell you that they're pretty well maxed out to favor the left-handed side, and pretty well maxed out to take full advantage of the right-handed length that I'm putting in there to try to nerf the right-handed hitters. So we were going kind of full bore lefty cheese. Another brand new follower, GZ Blue Moon is Craft. Thank you for your follow on the channel. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, let me see. GZ Blue Moon is Craft. Nice name. Okay, so I've got another sim coming in. So let's see how game number 3 comes out, because I believe after the first 2 games were over, we might have a travel day. And I took it on the chin. The Jasper Babies took game number 3 away from me, 3-1 in their ballpark. My Hubble took the loss, and their Halliday took the win. So we get into their ballpark, They're no longer in my lefty cheese, and they walk off with game number 3. Kind of painful, but not so painful that it knocks me out of diamond next season. No, I can't mind that too heavily. I've never won a World Series with this team. As long as we've been in this game cycle, we have not won a World Series. That's why you don't see any trophies up here in this part of the team bubble here, so to speak. So anyway, that's what they have. I want to look at my lineups because I got to show you what was going on after I put these guys in there. I started to show you the lineups, and then I got kind of off the beaten path here. So I had to bring in Pop Lloyd as a third wheel, so to speak. I got to spam another tournament. 4703 died. I had to bring him in as a third wheel behind Mantle and Lajoie, because when I got rid of Jackie Robinson, I lost my backup shortstop. And it turns out that Cal Ripken was not tearing the cover off the baseball entirely, batting .223 overall. So I put in Pop Lloyd against right-handed pitching as the starting shortstop. That's one thing that Pop Lloyd bought for me. Nap Lajoie allowed me the luxury of having a backup first baseman to Willie McCovey in the first base position. And out here in the outfield, in order to make room for Mr. Mantle, I got rid of Lou Brock, who had been doing pretty well, but I had to shuffle some people around in roles so that we didn't have any crossover backup roles. I did not want Aaron backing up Charleston and Charleston backing up Aaron, that sort of thing. That would be a crossover backup role. I didn't want any crossover backups, so I put different people in the 3 outfield backup roles, which the game allowed me to do, given the flexibility of the positions of the cards I was playing. So King Kelly is my first string DH against righties, but he's also my backup right fielder against righties. If Henry Aaron gets tired, then Willie McCovey would move up here, and Nap Lajoie would move over there. Okay. That way you have the maximum flexibility if you don't have any crossover backup roles. Okay. All right. Nothing new there. Okay. Nothing new in chat. Joe Buck Yourself is going to Diamond with Drysdale next week, Tedio. Oh, interesting. Okay. Joe Buck Yourself is a pretty doggone good team. They are a very good team. I run into them in bronze tournaments quite a bit. So let's get out of here. I'd say we do have some time. We're going to do an historical challenge once we get out of here. I do have to spam a tournament. We're going to do an historical challenge. And I don't know if we're going to be able to do an historical World Series or not. Let's see. I think we maybe can. Because today is my historical challenge day. I do 3 historical challenges today. And then I do my midweek one Wednesday night through Thursday morning, to give myself a 72-hour window on either side. Because you can only get a pack from an historical challenge once every 72 hours. So just to keep it consistent, I do it that way. So I'm looking for an ace of bronze, so we signed up there. Let's get out of here. Now, here's where you can earn yourself, if you've never seen this yet, here's how you can earn yourself 1 pack every 72 hours. And that 1 pack could be a gold pack or a standard pack. You don't see the gold packs nearly as often, but every now and then you get to see one. The game will be gracious and give one to you. And why do we call it an historical challenge? Because you hit new historical game and it puts you into challenge mode. Okay, so I'm going to go in and accept the challenge. And okay, here I've already chosen my era and my year. I play as the 1927 Yankees. So I've already got that set. I've got that drop down set, Let's move on. I'm going to try to zip through this. We do have to wait for it to import some data here. A mild delay, but not terribly untenable. And the whole goal of this is to speed through things as fast as we can just so I can get myself a pack. Because if I don't make it the first time around, I get to rinse and repeat until I do. But 90% of the time or so, I get a pack on the first run with these 1927 New York Yankees. Okay, importing players. Here we go. All right, now up here I click the bottom of these two boxes and it automatically checks the top one. So I move on to the next step, then don't touch a thing, go on to the next step, don't touch a thing, move on to the next step. I give the game a date and time based name. 2022-11-27, and we're going to say the time is 4:06 p.m. There we go. And I do save the game once a virtual month, because I have had my computer die on me in the middle of a season, and I had to restart the entire season all over again. So I create a save game so that if I do happen to die in midstream, I can reload the game from that save file later on. And that's why I try to give it a name that I can recognize by date and time. And I choose the New York Yankees, and here we go. Then we have to do another little bit of internal setup. Takes part of a minute and moves us to a point where we can see things starting to happen, and then we end up hitting the continue button to move on to the next step. But the first time I hit the continue button, it offers me the chance to configure what goes on behind the continue button up in the upper right, the green button. So I am going to configure it, and here's how I do it. To get through things as fast as possible, I uncheck everything. And I also change this drop down, this top of the two drop downs, I change from 1 day to 1 week. So it will simulate an entire week at a time every time I hit the continue button. Okay? So that's what we want to do. We want to simulate 1 week at a time so it doesn't spend time simulating every single game, and you have to continue constantly. So now here we go. Now we're going to simulate days until we get to opening day, and then it will stop itself and come back and tell me that it has stopped because the regular season play starts today, which is opening day. So it takes a little bit to set up the sims. It's trying to simulate a 1927 season, which is only 154 games, as opposed to your standard 162 that we're used to today. 154 game season, and the playoffs are a very simplified structure. The winner of the American League plays the winner of the National League in the World Series, and that's it. One series in the playoffs for all the marbles all at once. So we don't go through this divisional series or that wild card or this thing or that thing. Very simple. 154 games determines champions in each league. They do have some tiebreaker games sometimes, but it doesn't happen very often. But now I am ready, and watch how fast an entire week of baseball in all of Major League Baseball, how fast that week takes place. Boom. First week is done. And we got three achievements. And we are ready for our next ad break. So let's get ready. We will leave it right here, but you can see what wins the packs for you is any one achievement that you can get has the potential to win you a pack. Here I didn't get a pack yet, but we're going to take our ad break and come back and pick things up right where we left off. A word from our sponsors. Please stay tuned. Okay, gang, we are back, and I see, I was seeing during the break time that little chef is asking a question. Is there a tutorial on how I set up for an historical challenge? No, there isn't, but you may be giving me the inspiration to go ahead and do that. I think what I'll do, little chef, is I'll try to build one with my midweek stuff, okay? My midweek stuff that'll be either Wednesday night, Thursday morning, somewhere in that neck of the woods. I'll go ahead and create a YouTube video of that part alone, and do it off stream so that I can save the recording using OBS's recording function without streaming it. Okay, that way I'll just upload the stuff up to YouTube, and we'll be good. And there's another brand new follow, Pretty Larry. Thank you, thank you. You should be follower number 767 or 768. I've lost count. Yeah, 767 I think is who what your number is. Okay, so we have picked up. We're going to pick up where we left off here, and we're going to continue on simulating weeks at a time. And you see the weeks go by pretty fast. There's another achievement, no pack yet. Another week. And the reason I choose the 1927 Yankees is because they put out achievements like none other. And take a look here. 4 more achievements, no pack yet. Keep going. Because we're already into May. It doesn't take long. There were no achievements that week. Okay, I got one here. Continue on. The weeks go by fast, and the Yankees are building a strong lead in the American League. Okay, no, nothing that week. Keep going. Okay, I have to click through all the messages and that sort of thing. Okay, there's another achievement, still no pack. And you notice the name I gave to my manager is Old Sparky Anderson. He would have been the younger Sparky who won World Series in 1975 and 1976 with the Reds, and then 1984 with the Detroit Tigers. This is his daddy. He's Old Sparky, okay? We're picking up achievements, but we're not picking up any pack yet. We're almost through June. Another achievement, no pack. If you look up here in the top left margin up here at the very top, you can see where we are in the league calendar. Okay, click through that, keep going. Still no pack. And still nothing that week, no achievements, no pack. Click through that, keep going. Okay, take a look. You can see it now. This little bit sticking out above and sticking out below, there's my pack. Look here. There it is. Standard pack. I have gotten my pack. I have earned it. So let's keep on going. All I can do now is just try to keep it humming and keep it rolling as fast as I can, because I have achieved my sole objective, and that was to earn a pack, and I've done it. Okay. And if I do a midweek video on how to do this, it will be pretty much like what you're seeing right now. Try to zip right through everything, because after you go so far with this, you can forget about the continue button. That is, after the World Series is over, you can forget about the continue button and then fast forward using a play tab. This is something that you see every year that you play. As the 1927 Yankees, Babe Ruth hits his 400th home run. It happens every single time. Okay. And you notice how little time it took to get a pack? You have to hang on to a stream for 15 minutes to get one pack. Well, today you get 2 packs for that, but then this is packs giving. This is the tail end of packs giving. So it's like a 2-for-1 deal going through the end of today, because tomorrow we're back to single packs again. So you get 10 drops available from each affiliate. you get, that is each affiliate campaign, I should say, and you get 10 drops available when DishNet will do his Perfect League World Series tonight. So I would start keeping track of when that goes live. If you could either do it through the Discord or be watching the OOTP official channel and watch for it to go live, because you can get yourself 10 more drops from DishNet tonight. You can get 10 off me today, and if you don't get your 10 off of me today, and we're ready for the World Series, if you don't get your 10 off of me today, you can get them off of, oh, I didn't make the World Series. Shucks. The Chicago White Sox made it, and the Cardinals beat them 4-1. That's how much attention I was paying, because I already got my pack. I didn't care. Okay? Season is over. Okay, this very fine score, Sparky. Okay, good job, good job. Okay, I came in second to the White Sox by a game and a half, which was kind of stinko, but that's okay. Because now the World Series is over, I forget about the continue button. I come here to the play tab. And what I do is I fast forward, because I can't do this during the regular season. I have to wait till the World Series is over. I've got to fast forward now to December 4th, because look at all the other achievements that happen in between now and December 4th. So I'm going to fast forward to December 4th and get some more achievements done, and then I'll call it quits on this particular challenge. And then I think we'll go ahead and take some time and do an historical World Series to find somebody to play my 1976 Reds. I don't know if we'll be able to actually play out any games, because we are going to have one more ad break before we're done today, and then we're going to raid Nershabenko. Okay. But little chef, you will be getting your wish. Okay, we got 2 more achievements. Still no pack, because we've already earned it. So Lou Gehrig got an achievement, and so did Babe Ruth. So we are done. At this particular point, after the end of season awards are done, and I'm up here on December 4th, I can get out of here. But what I'm going to do one more time, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to save the game one more time. And then I'm going to go back to the start screen, which is way back to where? Here, okay? There's another drop that just hit. So I get a standard pack and a silver pack, and I need to spam another tournament because I had another one die on me. So this team ain't doing so well in tournaments lately. They only got 3 packs yesterday to go along with 18 drops and 2 mission packs that came out of the finishing Cooperstown Club 4. I got a couple of historical packs. So I had 18 drops, 2 historical packs, and 3 packs from a semifinal loss, and I only got 23 packs yesterday, where I'm used to usually getting 25 or more. Okay, so I picked up, wait a minute now. Oh, wait, I know what's going on. I started the day with 13 because I had opened 10 of those 23 yesterday. I was thinking, okay, I thought I had 23. Yeah, I did, but 10 of them got opened yesterday. So I've picked up 11 packs so far today, and we'll see where those 11 came from, because I'm thinking that I may have gotten a 3-pack semifinal loss in there for me to end up with an odd number. Let's see. I'm looking at my market transaction history, and I've won Game 4 against the Jasper Babies in their park. So I am now tied with them 2-2 in the League Championship Series. Transaction history, come to me. Okay, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got all my drops today. So where did I pick up the odd pack? Wait a minute. 11:46 p.m. was last night. So 23, and 10 of them were open. I ended up with 24. How did I get that odd pack? 1, 2, 3. Or did I have a login reward? No, my challenge pack. Duh. Okay. Yeah, that's where the odd pack came from, was my challenge pack, okay? So I got 24 packs, 11 today. I started with 13. Makes perfect sense. There I am. I just have to read, and this dummy can figure it out eventually if he reads. Okay, so we're sitting on 11 brand new packs. Let's go ahead and, while the 3 tournaments are still spamming away, let's go ahead and start us a season World Series so that somebody is going to be taking on and maybe beating my returning champion, 1976 Reds. Okay, so that's down here at the bottom. Historical exhibition. This is where we can do a series or a tournament between historical teams. And I'm just going to go, it's going to be a home team and an away team. My away team, we have yet to choose. My home team is going to be the 1976 Reds. So now I am asking, does anybody have an idea who the 76 Reds are going to play in this series that we're going to simulate right here? First person in with a suggestion, we go with it. Okay? Give me a year, give me a team. Okay, chat? Calling on chat. Let's get you. Need to see it, need to hear it. 93 Blue Jays. Okay, Fofi 84. The 93 Blue Jays. Okay? Whalen just came in a little late with the 97 Marlins, okay? All right, so we are going to go with the 1993 Toronto Blue Jays. And that would be here, the power years, okay? So they're 1993, and we're choosing the year 1993, and it came up. So the team is going to be the Toronto Blue Jays. They came in 95 and 67. And let's look at the blurb up here. The Blue Jays bested the Phillies in 6 games to claim the 93 World Series. The series ended as old Joe Carter hit that home run. Oh, yeah. Who could ever forget that? Off of Mitch the Wild Thing Williams. Ooh. Okay. It was a very famous World Series moment. The Giants won 103 games, failed to make the playoffs. Topped by the Atlanta Braves by 1 game for the NL West. They would add a wild card game later. Okay. After that 103 win team did not even make the playoffs. Okay. Alrighty, and Maddox was signed away from the Cubs, and he rewarded his new team with his 2nd straight Cy Young. Okay. Lots of interesting blurbs that come up when you go to do these historical simulations. So we're going to be going here with baseball's boom for the home team, and we're going to choose 1976, and it's going to be one of the best teams that were ever fielded in Major League Baseball. They go right up there with the 1927 Yankees, I'm here to tell you. But the 76 Reds took the 76 Yankees and swept their rumps in 4 games straight. So that's what we're going to do. There's my away team set up. There's my home team set up because the returning champs get to be the home team. And we're going to disable injuries. Okay, and now let's go ahead and create the exhibition. And I think we'll have time to just simulate the games. We will not be able to play any of them out. We will simulate today. Okay, the simulation was set up successfully. So we get to see the lineups. And let's go ahead, and there's a play ball tab up here. That's the master, let's see, shall we call it the one ring to rule them all is the play ball tab. So we're not going to play, we're going to simulate and take a look who we have here. The lineup for the Reds is going to have Pat Zachary starting on the mound against Juan Guzman. Take a look at the respective ERAs. They're pretty impressive ERA numbers. So the Reds are going to have Ken Griffey Sr., Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, Cesar Geronimo, George Foster, then Dave Concepcion, Tony Doggy Perez, possibly Dan Dreesen. Okay, I think Dan Dreesen was the starting left fielder. No, Foster was the starting left fielder. Then JB behind the plate, rubber arm Pedro Borbon. Okay, and I think that pretty well takes care of the lineup. So that would be how many starters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the pitcher slot, yeah. Because there was no DH back then. There was no DH at all. So Griffey, Rose, Morgan, Geronimo, Foster, Concepcion, Perez, 1, 2, and JB, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's the starting 8 for the 76 Reds. And over here on this side, I did not really note the starters, but we'll see them once we get into the simulation and see the first box score. And take a look. The Blue Jays knocked off my Reds in game 1, 4-2-1. Okay, let's see how the box score looks. All 4 runs in the top of the 4th. Oh my, okay. And they answered the Reds' single run that they got in the bottom of the 3rd. The home 3rd inning, they got a single run. But the Blue Jays came back with 4 in their next at-bat to close out the game. So let's see what we had going here. Who did what when? In the bottom of the 3rd, Ken Griffey hit a run-scoring single off of Juan Guzman. Then Ed Sprague Jr. got a run-scoring single off of Zachary. And Ricky Henderson, boom, there he is. Ricky Henderson hit a run-scoring single and another run-scoring single off of Pat Zachary from the bat of John Olerud. And one of those singles was probably a 2-run shot, I'm guessing. Oh, wait a minute. Let me look over here. No, they were all single RBIs. So nobody had 2 RBIs, but there was another outlier RBI that was not mentioned in the summary up here with the graph. So anyway, the Blue Jays took game 1. Let's get out of here and let's play ball again. And we are going to finish the day and then simulate game 2. And this is taking place in Cincinnati in the old Cement Donut Riverfront Stadium. Okay, which I watched many a ball game in. In fact, I marched there several seasons with the Ohio University Marching Band, and the Reds have evened it up with a nice little 6-5 squeaker against the 93 Jays. So let's check out the box score and see how it looks. It was a walk-off. It was a walk-off. And look here, Ken Griffey was a walk-off hero. Game tied in the bottom of the 9th. He hit a dramatic run-scoring double to send the teams home. Way to go, Ken Griffey Sr. It's great to get the crowd pumped up. I can already hear that crowd because I've been in that crowd enough times, either on the field marching or in the crowd watching a baseball game. I never did watch a Bengals game there, other than the ones I marched at, because I was just a poor college kid at the time. That I never made trips to Cincinnati because we grew up in a different part of the state, way over in the southeastern corner, not the southwestern corner. But the only time I ever got to Cincinnati was in my college days, and did the marching at Bengals games, and we did one every year that I was with them in the Ohio University Marching Band, the Marching 110, otherwise known as not Ohio State. Not the Ohio State that kind of took it on the chin yesterday against UM. My son-in-law is deliriously happy. He put on Facebook this morning, good has won over evil. And one time we actually got him to set foot in Ohio Stadium when his sister-in-law, my daughter, the Ohio State graduate, we actually got him to set foot in there to go to her graduation because it was held in Ohio Stadium. So that's the one and only time I've been inside that facility, by the way. But okay. Molitor starts DHing in game 3. So they needed that. Okay. All right. We'll see if the DH is in effect in the American League in 93. I kind of think that they are. So we will see there, Twan LX. We will see. 1927 Yankees, 75 Sox. Okay, well, we've done the 1927 Yankees before, but since our man got the 93 Blue Jays in there first, they're the first ones for me to do. Okay, so the Reds have taken this particular series. Look at this, little Joe Morgan with 3 ribbies. What did he do? A 3-run jack against Todd Stottlemyre in the bottom of the 3rd. Holy moly. And there, John Olerud got a 2-run home run off of Freddie Norman there in the top of the 1st. So it's a back and forth affair here where we spotted the Blue Jays to a 3-1 or 3-0 lead, got 1 run to answer them, then came back with our own 3 spot in the bottom of the 3rd, added a 5th run in the bottom of the 6th, and then they came back, added 2 more here in the top of the 8th. So then it was 6-5, and that's, let's see, 6-5? No, 5-5. They tied it up. They tied it up 5-5 because I was thinking, okay, that 1 and 3 and 1 is 5, not 6. Okay, so 3, 5, 4, 5. Okay, so we took a 4-3 lead, then a 5-3 lead, then it tied up 5-5, and then Griffey hits the walk-off double for the win. And the Blue Jays did score one unfortunate error here. Where did they do that, if anywhere? Let me see. That should say it down here in the box score. It should say it. There we go. It doesn't say when, but Robbie Alomar scored the error. Were any of our runs unearned? Let's see. No, every single run that the Reds scored was an earned run. So the error did not really do any damage to the Blue Jays' cause that I can see. Okay, that's game 2. Let's take and finish this day, and we will then do a travel day and play game 3 in the Dome in Seattle. Or Seattle, good Lord. Toronto. I don't know why I'm thinking Seattle right now. But anyway, if I hit finish today, that's the travel day. And because what I was thinking about was wanting to tell you, and I've said it before, about the one and only time that I've been to the beautiful city of Toronto. And that was back in, and it wasn't too far away from 1993. Robbie Alomar was playing for the Blue Jays at the time. I think if it wasn't 93, it was fairly close to it, because we took our 4 daughters when they were all still living at home. We took them, it was either 93 or 92 or 94. I forget exactly what year it was, but it was somewhere in there. We took a trip to Niagara Falls, and one of the things you could do at Niagara Falls was look across Lake Ontario and through a telescope, or those little like observatory tower, stick a quarter in and get a faraway view look at things. So I stuck a quarter in the machine, and you could see beautiful downtown Toronto across the lake, just as clear as a bell. So we could see it rather in miniature without the aid of the microscope, or the not microscope, but a magnifying instrument. So we decided then and there we wanted to take a day trip and go to Toronto. So we went around on the it's the Queen Elizabeth Causeway or something like that. I remember QE being part of it. QED maybe? I forget. But we took that highway around Lake Ontario and came into Toronto from the west, from Niagara Falls in New York up to Niagara Falls, Canada, and then we caught that QE highway around. Okay, the QEW, there you go. Thank you, Nurse Shabanko. Thank you. It was the QEW that we took around. And as we were coming in to Toronto, downtown Toronto, from the west side, we could see them closing up the dome. They were closing up the Sky Dome. And after we got there and went past the Sky Dome before we could find some parking down on the lakefront, Another brand new follow, Tech15 plus 5. Thank you for your follow on the channel. We appreciate it greatly, Tech15. Thank you. But we found ourselves a parking spot on the lakefront, but on the way to it, there were cop cars all around the Sky Dome. Cop cars by the gazillions. And what it was going on, we found out later when we got to see some Toronto TV. I think it was when we were on, I think we were in the subway station when we saw what was going on at the Sky Dome. We took the subway up to the Royal Ontario Museum from downtown, and that's how we got around and saw our way around Toronto was through their subway system. But we found out what was going on at the Sky Dome, what all the cop cars were there for. See, Robbie Alomar had his residence in the Sky Dome residence facilities, okay? There was a crazed lady that was short a few sandwiches of a picnic running the halls of the Sky Dome residence area looking for Robbie Alomar packing a pistol. She was a stalker, and they caught her eventually, but that's what all the cop cars were doing there, was catching this female stalker armed with a gun, looking for Robbie Alomar. So that was kind of an exciting day to hit town, that when we come to town, I mean, things happen, okay? But not directly from our own causation, but still an interesting little story. If I'm sure that anybody who was in Toronto or a Blue Jays fan at the time that took place would remember the story about the Queen Elizabeth Way. There it is. Got it. Thank you. Yes. So yeah, you would know nothing better than a Blue Jays game in downtown Toronto where the roof is open and the wind is blowing off Lake Ontario and blowing the balls in away from the fence. Interesting. Nice. Cool stuff. But when we hit town, some female stalker was going after Robbie Alomar. So anyway, that's what happened that particular day. But it was a cool little side trip away from Niagara Falls. We spent a part of a week there. And we took that one day to take the day trip to Toronto, but fell in love with that city because it was the cleanest big city we'd ever been in. I mean, absolutely spotlessly clean, and the subway system, impeccable. The Royal Ontario Museum, which I understand since we were there, has added on an even bigger addition, because we were very, very impressed with their Egyptian exhibit of Egyptian artifacts. They have since expanded, and they now have a separate, special, brand new wing, or a relatively new wing, that holds only their Egypt collection. It was really impressive way back there in the 90s when we were there. So it's even better today. And one of these days, before I'm done with my time here on what little time on terra firma I got left before I move on to another plane of existence, I'd like to make it back there to Toronto someday and take another visit to that Royal Ontario Museum, because it was cooler than cool. Probably the coolest single museum that I've been in my life. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. We're ready for game number 3. Let's simulate this thing and see who wins, because we're about ready for our final ad break of the day. And look at the Reds took game number 3, 5-3, and there, just like clockwork, the ad break alarm comes up, and we are ready to take our next ad break. And when we come back, we will look at game 3 in depth. Okay. Let's go ahead and take our final ad break for the day. So here is our last word from our sponsors. Please stay tuned. Okay, gang. So we saw just before we left for the ad break that the Reds took the Blue Jays in the first game in the Sky Dome by a score of 5-3, and we see here from the box score that all of the scoring happened late. The Reds started out with a 1-0 lead after the top of the sixth. Then after the top of the seventh, it was 3-0. Then 5-0 after the top of the ninth, and the Blue Jays came back with 3 late, trying to make a game of it. In fact, they did make a game of it before the Reds finally got them out in the ninth inning and take the 5-3 victory. Now, I think because there might have been a setting in there that I set early on when I was choosing the Reds as the home team and the Blue Jays as the visiting team, they might have been playing by 1976 rules because inertia, I don't see where there was any DH in effect. Molitor is not DHing here. So that was something that unfortunately was set evidently when I started up the simulation, that we were going by 1976 lineup rules instead of 1993 lineup rules. Okay, so apologies for that little piece of business taking place, but there is no DH in this series, unfortunately, for Toronto. Okay, all right. Sharpie 58. Okay, let's see. Aha! Medert, okay. Been fun this week visiting all the channels to get the double packs. Okay. Take care there. Medert, it's good to have you here. Good to have you here. Don't forget to stick around for tonight and watch DishNet 34. And please stick around because we're going to be rating Nershabenko with our folks that we have left at the end of the stream today. We're going to be going to Nershabenko at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, or very close to it. In fact, about another 5 or 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and continue on with our simulations. Going back to the play ball, and we're getting ready for game number 4. We'll finish today. Now let's simulate game number 4 and see how that comes out. And, the Reds now are on the verge of taking yet another World Series because they knocked off the Blue Jays for the second straight time in their park, and with a 5-4 squeaker. Really, really close ball game there. Let's see. Here's how close that ball game was. The Reds started out to a 3-0 lead, then 4-0. Then the Blue Jays come back, make it 4-1, and then tied it up after 6 innings complete. What happened in the bottom of the 6th? Ed Sprague Jr. drew a walk and drove in a run, so Jack Billingham walked a run in, and then Pat Borders hit a 2-run single off Jack Billingham, so that accounted for those 3 runs that scored in that bottom of the 6th to tie it up at 4. But then the Reds had to come up to the top of the 9th. George Foster hit a run-scoring single against, let's see, who's the pitcher there? Is it Darrell Ward? Dwayne Ward, okay? Dwayne Ward was pitching, and George Foster hit the game-winning run single, knocked in the game-winning run with a single there in the top of the 9th off of Dwayne Ward. So another exciting, close ball game. The simulations have been really, really, really close. So we are ready, I'd say, to play Game 5 in the Sky Dome. We'll finish up today. Let's go ahead and see how Game 5 plays out. Will the Blue Jays pull out one and send the series back to Cincinnati to finish it up in Riverfront Stadium, the old cement donut on the river? And yes, they did. They forced a Game 6 at the very least by a very, very slim 4-3 margin. So, yeah, the games have been pretty doggone close, except for that opening win of 4-1. Everything else has been a 1 or 2 run affair. So, yeah, a nice, exciting series here. Let's look at the box score real quick. And look at the Blue Jays jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Who was pitching for the Reds then? Pat Zachary, the Game 1 pitcher, was pitching in this one, okay? And then who was pitching for them? That should have been Juan Guzman, yes, I guess, a repeat of game 1. And get a load of this. The 2 games that Guzman started, Blue Jays won. The games that the games that Pat Zachary started, not so good. Okay? Nice little ball game here. And they had to walk it off in the 9th. Ed Sprague hit a run-scoring single in the bottom of the 9th off of Will McEnany to take home the walk-off win and send the fans home happy. The Reds had their champagne on ice, but they have to ship it instead to Cincinnati, where somebody is going to be sipping on some champagne. We'll see. Okay, let's get out of Toronto and go back to finish the day, and we'll finish the day again, and we'll get ready to play game number 6. And we are back in Riverfront Stadium. Todd Stottlemyre up against Freddie Norman. Let's simulate this one and see what we get. And we are forced to go to a game 7. The Blue Jays, wow, 10-5. Nice, exciting series here, guys. The Reds had them 3 games to 1, but look at, they've won 2 in a row and have evened everything up, and we are going to a deciding game 7. So both teams are going to have champagne on ice. Someone's going to get to enjoy theirs, and the others, not so much, I don't think. Unless they want to celebrate having a hell of a season and a hell of a series, because that's what we've got here on our hands, is one hell of a series. Okay, let's look at the box score very quickly. Who did what when? Joe Morgan hit a 3-run home run against Todd Stottlemyre. That gave the Reds a 3-0 lead that the Blue Jays spotted them off to. But take a look here in the 6th inning. That monstrous 6-run 6th inning that took a 4-2 deficit and turned it into an 8-4 lead. It eventually went to 10 with 2 runs in the 9th, and the Reds got a 5th run in the bottom of the 9th, and it was pitifully too small. And the Reds take it on the chin with a 10-5 defeat at the hands of the Blue Jays, and they did not send the Cincinnati fans home happy. So we are ready to move on and get us to a game 7. Once I see who did what. Top of the 6th, run-scoring single from Ed Sprague Jr. Pat Borders hits a 2-run single, and another 2-run single from John Olerud. Even after they brought Eastwick in and gave Freddie Norman his shower early. So, anyway, we are ready to play us a Game 7, and then we will have us a 25,000 perfect point giveaway. So, what's going to happen here? Are my 76 Reds finally going to taste defeat after winning several of these in a row? And the Blue Jays are going to walk off with it? And they get to be the defending and returning champs next week? Let's see. Right now. We're going to finish the day. Let's simulate it. Let's go. Jack Morris on the mound against Gary Nolan. Gary Nolan won the first go-around with Jack Morris. So the final game in Riverfront Stadium. The champagne's on ice. What do we have here? Oh, wow. The Reds have done it again. They have won this simulated World Series with a final score of 5-2. That was one heck of a series. And look at who got to be the MVP of the series, but Ken Griffey Sr. Wow. What happened in the box score here? The box score, the bottom of the 4th, Griffey hits a 2-run home run off Jack Morris. Pat Borders then reached on an error and drove in a run by the first baseman, who would have been Tony Perez. Ooh, ouch. Okay. Then Joe Carter got a run-scoring single off of Gary Nolan in the top of the 5th when came back with 2 runs. Okay. 3 runs, and they came back to 3-2 after the 5th inning. And then in the 6th inning, we took a 4-2 lead. Then the final run came in the 7th with a 5-2, and that's how it ended up. But look at this. The Reds survived committing not just 1, not just 2, not just 3, but 4 fielding errors. Yeesh. That was butt ugly. I mean, really butt ugly. But congrats to the 76 Reds. They will be our returning champions. And GG's and better luck next time to the 93 Blue Jays, who gave it one hell of a shot. It was a fun series to watch. So thanks for suggesting the 93 Blue Jays. That was a great little deal. Remember how good a pitcher Gary Nolan was? You bet your booties I did. But his career was cut far too short. Okay? The AI didn't start Joe Carter again, did he? Faux fee. Yep. Oh, no. Okay. Silver League World Series, here you come. Good luck there, Radman. Good luck, Radman. Wishing you nothing but the best there. So let's go ahead and finish the day, and we are ready to get us started on a perfect point giveaway that we will do straight away. So I need to get myself to another screen. I have to go to OBS to do that. So bear with me a moment. I need to spam another Ace of Bronze first. And just for grins and giggles, let's see what my team is doing before I leave. Because remember, they're in a League Championship Series. How are we doing? How are we doing? Hoping for the best here, though even if we don't win this series, we still win promotion to Diamond. And I intend to spend some time there again. Like the last time I was there, 23 straight seasons in Diamond before I got relegated. So I'm hoping to spend a little more time this time around. Ooh, okay. Pivotal Game 5. That means that the Jasper Babies have taken a 3-2 lead. And they took this one in their park. This is the last game in their park, too, by the way. My Tommy Glavine took it on the chin. What do we have going in the playoff tree here? Yeah, they are ahead now 3-2, but we're coming back to my Lefty Cheese Park where I have a little bit of an advantage over these guys. I'm hoping that we'll be able to, even though they did win one of the first two games in my park, I'm hoping to be able to take games 6 and 7 off of these guys so I can move on to a World Series and maybe, just maybe, get myself a trophy. I don't have a trophy yet for this team. My third team, the Juggernauts, they have 2 trophies. Second team, the Wildcats, they don't have any. The Flames don't have any. Even though they're the more achieved of the teams, they as far as making it up to Diamond and spending so long there. But anyway, let's get out of here, and we will leave with the courtesy of OBS. We will go and get to this screen because this is where the giveaway happens. All right, so we are ready to give away 25,000 perfect points to one lucky winner, and we still have 265 people on the channel. That means we should be able to get a whole boatload of people entered into this and give somebody else a chance. Because last time around, Cubs fan 23 Steve won for the 3rd time, but we only had like 40 entries and well over 100 people in chat. But not everybody entered. Only a very few people entered. So I'm hoping anybody that can hear my voice will stick around and get yourself to your computer so that you, or your phone or whatever, so that you can get in this giveaway. Here's the ground rules. Exclamation point enter or exclamation point ticket. That's it. No number after the command. You can only do one of the 2 commands. Don't do both or it'll kick you out. Don't put a number after the command or it will kick you out. Exclamation point enter or exclamation point ticket. That's all you need. And then hit your enter key and you're boom, you're in. And you should see the entries happening as we get going here. So be ready. I'm going to start it any moment now. Be ready. I've got it set. It's going to start. And here we go for 25,000 perfect points. Okay. And we are starting. Okay. 6 seconds into it. And we have a whole bunch of people entering. We are up to 5 entries. 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. You can see it in the upper left corner of your Twitch screen to see how far along we are. We're going to let this run for 2 minutes. And then we'll pick a winner. And then I will send the winner a Twitch whisper. And get from you the manager or account name that you want the 25,000 perfect points awarded to. Okay? That would be your sign-in that you use on OOTP for the team that you want to receive the 25,000 perfect points. Okay? 30 entries, and we're not even to a minute yet. Come on. Let's see if we can get up to at least 50 today. I'd love to see 50 entries or more. The more the merrier. Are we stuck on 35? Come on, guys. 36. Let's see some more. The smaller the entries, the better your chances. But people that are already entered are wishing for not so many entries. I would love to see more entries. We only have 30 seconds left. Up to 38. Last time we had 40 with even less people in chat. 255 people in chat right now, and only 38 of you have entered the giveaway? Wow. Must have some ghost shipping going on. I tried to warn against ghost shipping because we are down to the tail end of this, and we are going to close it. Right now, we are done with 38 entries, and we're going to draw a winner. So be ready. The winner is Port Dog. I think Port Dog is now a 2-time winner. I think so. Port Dog, congratulations. You have won 25,000 perfect points. Port Dog, are you a previous winner? Congratulations to Port Dog, okay? Yep. Yeah, you sure am. Yeah, way to go. Nice one, nice one, nice one. Let me look and see if I still have a Twitch Whisper from you. Because if you do, if you have been a previous winner, I think I already know what team you want your perfect points to go to. So let me see here real quick. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to go to the Whisper here, and there we go. Are you going to go with your same manager name as you used before, Port Dog? We're going to use the same one. Whelan says he had to poop. Oh no, sorry. Definitely rigged. Fiddlin' Nero. Hey, Port Dog, do you want to use the same manager account name that you won with before? 2 Tango 2. Got it. Okay, so you are going to be in there. I'm going to send it off. I have to apologize too, even in arrears, and we took care of it and got it fixed. But last week's winner, Cubs fan 23 Steve, didn't get his 25,000 perfect points like 2 or 3 days after I thought I had awarded them. And he brought it to my attention while we were in somebody else's stream. He brought it to my attention with his own Twitch Whisper back to me and said, I don't want to seem like I'm complaining, but I didn't get my points. And I went and checked. Oh, Amos Song, thank you so much for your follow on the channel. Great. Thank you so much for your follow. We do appreciate it. But anyway, Cubs fan 23 Steve told me in somebody else's stream that I wasn't able to get him his points. And I thought, I sent a message. So I went and checked my tracks and followed my tracks backwards. I sent the message to the wrong doggone channel in Discord. And the person to whom I sent it never brought it to my attention. What's this about? What are you asking me to give perfect points for? I clicked in the wrong clack spot. I clacked when I should have clicked. So I got it sent to the correct person, and Cubs fan 23 Steve did eventually happily get his 25K perfect points. So I'm going to be doubly sure to make sure that Port Dog gets his in a timely fashion, and we'll make sure we're clicking on the right channel in Discord. Okay? So thanks one and all for your work and entering the contest, and with spending time with the old fart today. We're getting ready to call her quits and send you off to our good buddy Nershabenko. Okay, be ready. I'm going to get the raid started to going here. All right, so we are done with it for today. Thanks so much for spending time with the old fart. This is Gorgo 2005, rounding third and heading for home. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. See you around DishNet stream tonight at, I would start watching, say, between 6:30 and 7 p.m. Start watching the OOTP official channel right around then, because the Perfect League World Series will take place tonight, and you can get yourself some more drops. And if you don't have all your drops yet off of my stream, stick around. We're going to raid Nursha Banco next, okay? Send it to the wrong person, send it to you. Nice try, QWERTY, but not today. Okay, take care, everybody, and thank you, Scottish Baseball, for the kind words on that. So I don't want to do that again, port dog. Okay, you're right. We're going to start the raid to Nursha Banco, and I've already thanked everybody for spending time with the old fart and putting up with the ads. We put up with one round less ads because I was a little asleep at the switch when it came to the ads. So let's get ready, and we're going to send you on your way. And in the meantime, everybody have a great rest of your day. We'll see you around tonight, and hopefully get to see you on Wednesday. Oh, brand new follow from Ted McMinn 65. Ted McMinn 65. Thank you for your follow on the channel. As we finally get ready to go, and we wish everybody a fond farewell. Hopefully see you Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's when we will rip our next set of packs. So let's go give all the Gorgo love to Nursha Banco. We are going to visit him now. Here we go.